What's up, guys? Ben Samolak here. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for taking time to check out this video. So we're looking at an IUL and starting with a small premium. I talk to a lot of people and they ask me, they see a lot of these illustrations on YouTube, and usually it's like a 500, a 300, $1,000 payment. And many people feel like, I just feel like it's, this is not for me. I can't put all that kind of money in. I wish I would have did this when I was younger. I wish I would have started earlier. Well, in one sense, yes, starting early is the key. As soon as you can start, the better, but you don't need to fund these things with a 500, 1,000, 2,000 for these to be worthwhile. To me, I feel like, especially I've talked to some people when they ask me, can I start with, $100 or, around that kind of a start. And I'm like, yes, you can, especially if you're younger. The beauty of compound interest is really what makes it worthwhile, because the sooner you start any investment, if you're like, should I start a Roth IRA? Should I start an IRA? Should I do my 401k? There's a lot of different things, especially if you're just starting, to me, you just want to start. And I think an IUL, even if you're starting small, is one of the best things you can start with, because number one, it's protected against market volatility. So the money you're putting in is just going to either stay the same or go up, okay, in the long run. So you don't have to worry about the stock market crashing or high fees, eating up your minimal gains. If there are any, and if the market crashes, like I said, there's no protection. And if you pass away, tomorrow or the next day, with an IUL, there's a death benefit. You don't get that with all the other retirement vehicles. The only other one I would think potentially a 401k, if they're matching you, okay, then you could put in what you're matching. That's free money, but still there's no death benefit. You're not able to pull out tax free. It's not really that liquid. So if you get an emergency, you can't really take the money out that you put in, even though you don't want to do that. You want to put this money in it with the mindset this is for the future. But if you need that money, all those other vehicles you have, retirement vehicles, are not as liquid. With an IUL, if you need the money's available to you right there with no penalties. So let me just show you an example real quick of, if you want to just start off with, say, $100. Now, this is an example of a 30-year-old, a healthy 30-year-old, not even the healthiest, and they're putting in just $100 a month, right? So here, $100 a month, just starting off, 33 years old. So it's not like you're, not too old, not too young. The premiums, $1,200 a year. Now, this accumulated value, this is what your policy's worth, okay? Just like if you bought a home, what's the value of your home? And then this is the equity. This is what you could pull out each year. So your home, just like when you first started, there's not a lot of equity. As you add to the home, the equity grows, and you could pull out the equity from your home, do a refi or a cash pullout. The only problem with that is, depending on how your credit's doing, depending on how things are, there's caveats to taking money out of your home. You may not be able to, and there's fees when you do that. With this, your equity is liquid. You can pull it out whenever you need. So you think, well, I'm not really making that much in the very beginning. I'm putting $100 in, but that's what you have to understand. The whole idea of putting the $100 in a month is just to start. It's all psychological. If you start to learn how to put some kind of money aside for yourself and save and let it grow, then that is, what you want to start doing, getting the habit. Now, down the road, if you start putting 100 and you can find a way to like take 100 out of your income and live with that, then down the road you can learn to do 200 and learn to just pay your bills and learn to live without that 200, and then eventually you could get to 300. So the cool thing with this is we could set it up to where you could add more money later and just have the mindset, I'm just going to start, because like I said, compound interest, what did they say, was it Warren Buffett or somebody said it's the eighth wonder of the world? If it wasn't him, sorry, but there is a quote by someone, rich financial guy, saying it's one of the eighth wonders of the world is compound interest. Okay. So that's something that is something that works really, really, amazing as time goes by. But you got to start. You got to start as soon as you can. Now, this also comes with a death benefit. Like I said, a death benefit of $50,000. So if you die tomorrow, if you're 33, you might have a wife or a girlfriend or kids or your mom and dad. They're going to get tax-free death benefit, $50,000. That there's no other really retirement or investment vehicle that does that. So to me, that's why starting with an IUL is great, because if you get cancer, heart attack, stroke, then you have the death benefit paid out before you die. With all your other, your 401k, your IRA, if you're just starting off and you're starting to save, even if it's, it's only a little bit, so you don't want to have to tap into that. If you get sick If you lose your job, if you get cancer or whatever, you get a heart attack and you don't die, but you lose your job, then you are going to have to you're going to have to start over. You're going to have to use your retirement funds, pay a fee, pay taxes, take it out, and start over when you get healthy again and get back to work. Whereas with this, it's a safety net. This is what I tell people. So with a mindset, I only have put in $100, Ben, is it really going to make a difference? Yes, it will. Like when I was younger, I had the same kind of, poor thinking that if I just put a little aside, it's not going to make a difference. So I don't even want to do that. I don't even want to start putting money aside until I can put a lot. No, start just, it's like, the water drip, water, like drips of water. They're not really that powerful, but in time, it could become something like a weight press. If you're dripping water on somebody in time, though, that becomes something that could crush somebody. So same with compound interest, same with starting small. But here's the cool thing. Even if you start small and you don't ever add more to it, 10 years from now, whether you put $100 or not, 10 years is going to pass. And if the 10 years passes with you not putting 100, 10 years from now, you're going to have nothing. But with something like this, you're putting that $100 aside, 10 years is going to pass just like that. And now we got 10 years from now, let's just say 11 years, because I want to show you here, year 11, you're 43. Your equity is now the same as your policy value. They finally catch up. And all the meanwhile, you could have borrowed this money out of it. But as you see, by year 11, most of the fees fall off. There are some fees going to the life insurance side. I could explain that if you want me to, to call me and talk more about this, or message me, go to bensamlack.com, or email me in the description box, and I can, we can talk and get more details for something specific for you. But this policy after that, so see, even after 11 years, you put in, 12,013 2, and you got over 14. So you're already making a profit. But this is tax-free money you can pull out. This is liquid money. 14,000, that's not that small, right? By year 15, you're at about 22, almost $23,000. That you can go ahead and buy yourself a car. You can go ahead and put a down payment for a mortgage or a property or second property. You can go ahead and take some on going on vacation or something that you're like, wow, I got this money available. And this has been liquid all along. So if you lose your job, not let's say you don't get cancer, heart attack, stroke. Okay, if you did, this death benefit keeps going up. This is increasing. So the death benefit keeps going up if you get sick, if you get like a real, critically injured, chronically ill, anything like that will pay out. But in the meanwhile, you have this cash available if you don't get some crazy sickness. If you just lose your job in the next 20 years, can you imagine possibly you might need some extra cash, there? You don't want to tap into your 401k, your IRA, or some of these things, because if you're losing your job, most likely it's because the overall economy is not doing well. So the markets are down, your money's down, you're pulling out at the worst time, you're paying fees, not the ideal thing, and you're starting your retirements over. Let those keep growing and use this to pull some cash out, to pay your mortgage, to pay your car payment, to pay your cell phone, and keep yourself liquid, keep yourself above water while you're looking for a new job. So that's it. And if all goes well and you live, you live and you're okay, you get down to, even if you just put $100 at age 65, you retire and you got 100 grand sitting there as a little nest egg. Now, when you retire at 65, do you think that having $100 extra would be beneficial, rather than if you didn't ever do this, you let those same years go by and you got nothing in the bank? Now you got 100 grand you could pull out tax free. So you tell me, is that seems like something that could be worthwhile to you? That's something that is worth putting $100, or, give or take, into one of these? I think that it could be beneficial. So if you're interested and you like this and you think, hey, maybe that makes sense. Yeah, I can't do 1,000 right now, but at least I can do 100, or somewhere around there. Then we can do an illustration for you. And even if it's $50, it could potentially work for you. 25, I don't know. Whatever you have, we could set something up depending, at your age. This is life insurance per se. So there is, you do got to qualify for, so we can talk about that. Feel free to message me and we can get into more details for you. But hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Ben Samlack here. See you next time. Bye.